In this video, I'm going to show you how to put on the ruffle. And we're going to finish it off really neatly on the inside as well. And I'm going to show you now how that works. So let's get started. If you are putting in the ruffle, the only difference is once you've got your lining and your front done and you would sew it together all the way to here, we're not doing that, we're stopping here. It also makes it possible to understitch this area here, which is quite a good idea as well. So we're only sewing all the way around here and all the way back down. Now it's sewn together and we've cut back the seam allowance and we snipped it. We're going to do understitching in this area so it can't roll forward. What is understitching? Understitching is when your seam allowance is actually stitched to the lining. So you need to fold it over so it sits into the lining like that. Take it and then top stitch along this edge here, seam allowance over into the lining, and I'm going to go fairly close to the edge. You don't want to have a tiny stitch, so nice good stitch length. I'm using 2.5. Secure your stitches and go up. And what you will notice that you can see a slight bit of the outer fabric showing. That's what understitching does. It's very, very good because it gives you a very firm edge. So understitching in this area is very nice. It looks superb from the outside then as well. And now we're going to close the side seams. Now, one thing you might want to do with this kind of version a little bit differently, if you wanted to secure your collar to the rest of the jacket so it can't go anywhere, this is a good time to do it actually. So I thought I'll add this in here. If you just open this out again, and I've already shown this by hand in the other video, but at this point, if you are making sure that you've got this all lined up, this is for your experts there, I'm just going to run the sewing machine over this and connect the seam allowances so this can't go anywhere. I'm just going along the edge. I've done that here, I've sewn across there. Now we're going to prepare this ruffle. Super cute, super easy. What we want to do is fold it lengthways in half, so we've got the side here. All we're going to do is to sew it shut on either side. So pins here and pins on the other side. It's dead easy. So now we can sew those together. The next step on here is to just turn it. And I'm leaving all my selvage in there as a little bit of support. I'm just turning it because it's going to give me a really nice corner, which I'm just going to pick out like that. Now I'm going to move this edge to edge, give it a good press. And then also press it across the edge here so that it's nice and firm. The next step is to put some gather stitches into the top edge, so not too close to the edge, and then a centimeter down at least. And you always have the stitches made with a bobbin underneath it and the stitches made on the top, and it is easier to pull the ones made with a bobbin, right? So I'm going to pull those, and I'm going to just pre-gather this a little bit from both sides. You want to take your frill here, and we're just going to add the frill, is so simple as to the right side of your jacket. So you open it out here, and this is my shell front, and I'm going to put my ruffle right in here where the front starts. So it's my collar that goes right in there. I'm going to find the center back, which I've marked as well, and the center back on my jacket, and I go and put a pin here, and then I do the same on the other side. I also put a pin in here. Oops, make sure it actually sits on there, really important. Beautiful. And now I can start pulling my threads. I had pre-pulled them a little bit until they fit. Yeah, actually that's a bit too much now. There, that's good. So I'm now going to wrap around in a figure of 8 my thread around that pin. I go to the other side and I do the same. I make sure that, yep, that's fine. I make sure that it all sits really nicely. Wrap around here as well, figure of 8, beautiful. And then I can distribute my gathers, and like I said, I don't like tons of gathers, but that really is a matter of taste. You know, if you like more, just do more. You might have to have a seam on the center back or on the sides for that. So now I'm just going to pin this on. It's so simple. I also adjust these while I'm sewing on the sewing machine, so I just do it roughly here, and then when I'm on the sewing machine I can move them into position as well. Start sewing here and go all the way to the other side, adjusting your ruffles as you go. Here you can see my stitch line going right through the center all the way along. Next step, get out those threads again, because they only get in the way. I think one of the key things when you're starting to sew is to keep your work tidy. The last bit we need to do for this method is to bag it. Now you're all familiar with how that works. You just tuck your jacket on the inside. There's actually more threads here. And because we've already sewn in the sleeves and everything, we've got a little bit more in here, but it's still not difficult to do. Find the centers again. So I've got my center back here. That's why it's important to mark this. You need to get this right. Now then, one thing that you need to do when you are sewing this, you will have to sew from this side because you already got your sewing line on there. So you know, you can see what you've already done. We're wrapping the lining around what we've just done, like so. I'm going to put my pin in here. You can put the pin in like that, or vertically, horizontal or vertical, it doesn't matter. Side seams on top of each other. And then we're going to sew. And I'm going to sew quite literally on the same spot that I've already sewn, or slightly next to it. Never in more into the jacket, of course, right? So I'm going to pin all this. And then we need to remember that we need to leave a turning gap. If you're a bit like me, I always sew them shut and I go, oh, I forgot again. So leave your turning gap and mark it with a pin that sits vertical to the seam. Let me just put a pin here so I get it in the right position. There we go. And now I'm going to tuck this in and then move this over so I know, whoops, ouch. I have a turning gap here. Don't make the turning gap too small. This is about 7 centimeters. Right, we're ready to go. We're sewing from here to the turning gap and from the turning gap end back to the front. Final step here before we turn it is to cut away seam allowances on the side here so that they are not making things thick. And go over to that side as well, both ways. Oh, come on. And if you wanted to, you could also give this a little snip. Sometimes there's tension on here. It's just to help you out a bit. Now I got the little turning gap and we're getting everything through there. So it's quite important you start at what is furthest away. So you don't get stuck and you don't rip anything. You do that from the one side. Pull everything through that you can, like the sleeve. Yep, that's thick. And then I'm going to the other side and I'm going to pull my sleeve through first here as well if I can, because obviously I don't want anything to rip. And it happens to me very often. There we go. Ooh! Wonderful. Bagged it all out. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I have to say, you know, I'm in love with this little jacket. I think it's gorgeous. And now we're going to slip stitch the little bit that's left open, pull away my thread. I always come from one side and go to the other. And then we do that same tunneling that I always do, so that we make sure that none of this is seen. So you go through like a little tunnel, pick up some. There we go. And then you can't do it like that, gotta pick it up. Pick up some again, right. Go through, pick up some. Go through, pick up some, and we do that all the way along. Right, we're done. As you can see, all beautiful. You can hardly see where I've slip stitched. And give this all you got. So nice. The idea for this came from Frida. Frida lives in Namibia with her family, and she does a lot of testing for me. She's absolutely gorgeous, and she made the suggestion, and I can only say thank you, Frida. Oh, how nice.